The meeting invite. It's a simple thing, but oh so helpful when you put information in it. When you're drafting the meeting invitations, put yourself in the shoes of your attendees. What would they want to know about the meeting to decide whether they should attend, or maybe if they need to prepare in advance as needed? The more information you put in an invitation, the more likely you are to set yourself up for success as just another little item along the way. Obviously, your invite will include the date, time, location, video conference link, all the necessary meeting logistics. Everybody's good at that. But consider the subject line next. Make sure it's descriptive. In this example, it's clear that this is a weekly meeting and it's to sync up on recruiting efforts. That way, when it pops up on somebody's invitation where they've got multiple conflicts, they know what this one is about. If the subject line isn't sufficient to be really clear about the purpose of the meeting, we do recommend including a one-line purpose in the body of the invitation. I've seen templates for this that everybody ignores, but I personally use it. In this example again, there's a clear goal to review and prioritize action on open hiring requisitions. That puts a stake in the ground regarding the desired outcome of the meeting as well, by the way. Remember that CLEAR acronym.
Finally, be explicit about who's required and who is optional. This is helpful for both you as the meeting organizer and for the attendees. Required attendees are those essential people who should accept the meeting, or you should reschedule or ask for delegates. Showing them as required helps them understand that their input, opinions, knowledge, problem-solving skill, whatever, are necessary to the meeting. Here are some examples of required attendees. The approver and key thought leader for a decision, like in this example, deprioritizing a rec. Maybe key stakeholders in a review meeting, in this case, the recruiters with open recs. And in a meeting where you're doing some problem solving, you want key subject matter experts. They may be required attendees. Optional attendees can make their own decision about attending. You would appreciate the input of optional attendees, but it wouldn't be critical for the meeting. Now, we've seen a habit in some companies where optional attendees show up just to hear what's going on. You can help break that habit and reduce the amount of time people spend in meetings by sending good follow-up notes.
Or a recording even.
Or a recording. It takes you a bit of time, but it's worth it. All right, so now here are some examples of optional attendees. In this example, potential future delegates who might cover for a recruiter or a manager who aren't available. In any type of meeting, employees shadowing the job or the project. Leaders in adjacent functions or adjacent projects, for example, hiring managers for this meeting. And my favorite example is you want just a critical mass of collaborators, and it doesn't matter exactly who they are. An example of this might be a handful of marketing experts to help you brainstorm a new marketing campaign. You might invite 10 and expect 5 or so to be available.
And that's a wrap on the meeting invite. You're going to get thumbs up from people who really need to be there, and maybe a thumbs down from people who don't. As Jenny said, too often the meeting invite is a short, cryptic phrase with no context and no clarity on who really needs to be there. If you have a meeting that's truly important, and it should be, or you should go ahead and cancel it, then make sure everyone has the details so they'll prioritize your meeting. This is especially important for potentially controversial or heated meetings where you really need to get those critical people in the room or the Zoom meeting.